Week 9, we're back again. High school football insider show. Your host Trey Smith with my guy Brett Hallman, Mario Rodriguez. Week 9 again. What you thought so far, Brett?
Hey, I tell you what, season's getting interesting. I tell you, the 6A is definitely getting interesting. But I tell you, we got a lot of interesting games coming up in 5A as well and 4A. So it's getting really interesting now.
And Mario, tell me your surprise team in each district so far.
Surprise team for me, 6A definitely would have to be Montwood. For me, it has to be Montwood. For 5A District 1, my surprise team would have to be, for some reason, it have to be Parkland, and I'm going to tell you why. I expected more from them, and they have me on the fence right now. I really expected them to be one of the, I thought it was going to be a definite Del Valle than Parkland, and right now, Parkland has me on the fence. 5A Division 2, I would have to say Andrews. I thought more of Andrews. Right now, I'm one of those guys that I think Andrews has what it takes to make some noise still make a good playoff run. But they surprised me starting off as well as they have, so that's the one. And then 4A, the team that surprised me is, well, that's all to be seen this week, next week, so I'm going to step away from 4A.
Okay.
4A is exactly where I expected them.
Yeah, definitely is good. It's a shocker. I think, just to kind of piggyback off you, the surprise team for me, and be real to, is Eastwood. I don't think they're going to be like this year. Offensively, they're like that, but defensively, I don't think they're going to be as solid as they are when it comes to clutch, as well as I thought Dorado was going to be better this year. In the second year under Martinez, so it's a little bit different. I'm not expecting that.
The one thing I've used, as at least for me, that's kind of helped me out a lot, picking these games, because we coached youth football for quite some time and seen some of these kids grow up, a lot of them, and as of maybe the last two years, maybe 3 seasons ago, we've seen most of these kids, so the way they did on certain playoff situations, national runs and stuff like that, where these kids mainly funnel to, or which kids actually had some kids go to this school or that school or whatnot, had me kind of picking the Pebble Hills last year, Eastwood this year, DV next year, stuff like that. So that's really what's helped me, seeing the youth football, which is what I like when you implemented the whole who's a head coach from the youth that kind of helps you out, because it makes a difference. It clearly makes a difference. Those kids who play youth football, and if you're a parent watching the show and you got a young one, you're debating it, I would strongly urge you guys to start them young if they want to be in it.
Yeah, definitely. I think on the 5A side, just in total out of both divisions, I want to say definitely. I knew Chapin was going to be as good as they would be. Same for Canutillo. There's question marks all around, but they tend to step in. But I definitely would say, as crazy as it sounds, Del Valle. No one knew who the quarterback at the helm was going to be. Fetty came in. I thought they would struggle a little bit after that loss to Pebble Hills, but they bounced back and they won undefeated since then. So, but hey. We're ready to talk about game of the week from last week?
Well, just real quick, I say that my surprise is 6A. Montwood, of course, is the big surprise. They're doing very well this year, but we all knew that they had a strong 2024 class. My kind of sleeper surprise in that district would be, believe it or not, would probably be Socorro. It just looks different this year. I mean, we've seen games that they looked competitive in, and I don't mean that with any disrespect. Right. I'm just being honest. It looks different this year. They're definitely trending in the right direction. So I was pleasantly surprised with that. 5A, I lump them all together. If I had to pick a team, I'd say Isletta's a pretty pleasant surprise. They've done well, just had the big upset of Bel Air. They're solid. 4A, I'd say I'm kind of, I don't want to say kind of surprised, but I think it's pleasant to see that Riverside and Austin are kind of starting to look at 4A, what Del Valle and Eastwood looks like, where it's just like they just reload every year, that kind of thing. So that's interesting to look at. But yeah, that's how I see my surprises so far. I know it's kind of like late in this season for that, but if I had to say it, that's what my surprises would be.
And you know, before we continue, one player in the city that you're like, wow, I wasn't expecting this kind of season from you, that you can maybe think of.
That I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
Because we've had some wild seasons from guys I was expecting it from.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've had some of those guys on the show. Evan Minaharez, that's a wild season, but I expected it. I didn't expect it to be this big. Manny, Fuller from Del Valle, big wild season, big game, wild performances. But I think we expected it. I'm gonna tell you, if I had to pick somebody, we're gonna interview him later on the show. I think the wild performer for me so far that I knew he was a baller. I didn't know we would see it this soon. That would be Adrian Olivas from El Dorado. That's my wow. He's a young up and comer. I didn't expect it this soon. I always knew he was a baller. Been watching him for a long time at the youth level. But that's my guy so far.
Okay, what about you, Mario? I know there's so many guys.
No, man,
there's
a lot of guys that, like Brent said, are performing where they should be, and what we expected of them. To me, I would have to say my guy, what's his name, Carrillo from Franklin, running back.
Anthony Carrillo.
Yeah, definitely a good bounce back season after an injury. Baller.
Absolutely. I wasn't, and specifically because of the injury, I was thinking he's going to come back a little shy, and he came back with authority.
And it was earlier in the season. I was trying to think. I think he, what was it? Game 3, game 4?
Yeah, 300 something yards.
No. I'm talking about he got injured last year in game 3.
Oh yeah,
Game 2 is earlier. Because I was starting to think maybe it was later in the season and he was going to have
It was against Dorado.
and he was going to, it was. And he was going to come back later, but he's been balling, man, for sure. No, doesn't even look like he was injured last year, for sure. No shyness at all.
Yeah, definitely.
Friend of the show?
Yeah, friend of the show. I would say mine is going to be a shocker, but the quarterback from Socorro, the sophomore, Thrasher, right?
Antonio Montes.
Yes, you can see that Coach Fama is kind of developing him into being a nice little stud, because that kid is tough, man. I've watched almost every game they've played, courtesy of EP Sports Network. But that kid is tough, man. He does what he has to do to try to get to succeed as much as possible. So watch out for Mad Dog football here in the next couple of years.
He didn't surprise me. He was one of my quarterbacks. So
okay,
just gotta plug him in.
All right, so let's move forward. Game of the week last week, man. Did we pick it right or what? Malwood versus Pebble Hills. I was wrong in my pick. I chose Malwood to win, and Malwood had a nice long drive in the beginning of the game. Pebble Hills countered right back, and it was 8-7 pretty much the whole game until the second half when Pebble Hills scored. And then that defense, man, we've been wondering. Some people have been wondering, where's the Pebble Hills defense that we saw last year? And man, did they step up when they needed it against a high-powered offense. So I think that was definitely a good game. Pebble Hills definitely deserved that win. I know they have another tough one this week.
Hey, so my immediate impression with this game, man, is really impressed with both of the defenses, because if you would have asked me for a score prediction last week, I think I would have had 30s or 40s, something around there, because I thought it was going to be a lighted up type of game. So to see, I like games like this. I can appreciate a 14-6 game. So that was a good surprise to me. So I'm going to give a tip of the cap to both of those defenses. I thought it was impressive performances by both. But of course, if I had to pick one of those defenses I was really impressed with, I'm going to go with Pebble Hills, obviously, because they won. It was just a little bit more aggressive this week was my thought. Just quick recap on it. Like, I know there's a lot of people on the internet second guessing whether you kick or you don't kick. I even had a couple people reach out to me and ask my thoughts on it. I don't know why, because I immediately assumed that all high school coaches know more about football or have forgotten more about football than I know. But my immediate default answer is I by default, I wouldn't trust any high school kicker. So I'd never fault a coach for not kicking a field goal of any length. Because especially in high school, when you start getting closer to true chip shot for a high school kicker, you're also closer to scoring a touchdown, so that also weighs differently in high school. Because a lot of parents look at it with the NFL, maybe even college. Well, most of these kids didn't start kicking till last year before that. Or, hey, who's that kid over there playing soccer? Tell him come here. And then, that's how he becomes the kicker.
I'm sorry, if I'm not mistaken, apparently they said the kicker got hurt.
I don't know. I can't even comment on that. I don't know.
So
I just know by default, I'll never second guess a coach for saying, I'm not kicking a field goal in high school. Just not my thing by default. So.
Well, I played it safe. Somehow, some way, everything you said plays into my hands. I said last week, the Mountwood defense, they'll be subbing back and forth on that front line, and I thought that was going to give Pebbles some problems, and it did. I honestly said it'd be a low-scoring game, and I picked Pebbles, but I picked something even better. First half, I was on the Mountwood side. Second half, I was on the Pebble Hill side. Hey, listen, man, it worked out perfectly. But to me, I honestly thought the Mountwood defense was better, in my opinion. I thought Mountwood did everything they needed to get down and put themselves in a situation to win. Like you said, could be a questionable call. I thought it was the right call, 100%. I thought it was the right call because they went decided. They had a decision to go for it, and they went for it. They didn't get burned in any shape, way, or form. No penalties, nothing. You went for it, and whatever. Pebble Hill stepped up, made the play when they really needed to, and that's what it was. But ultimately, the better team wins, right? I mean, they're the ones that had the points.
And I think Colin Powell had a saying, the commander with boots on the ground is always right. And that basically means the guy who's there, right there, in the battle, in the game, he's right. So for whatever reason, Coach Rangel wanted to go with that. I think, but that was his choice. So I'm not gonna fault him for that. And again, hey man, that's a great game. I mean, you don't want to go with more victories, but again, that's just a great game. It's, someone had to lose it, man.
Yeah, definitely. And I see why he went for it, because at the end of the day, before we move on to our next topic, as we all know as coaches, when it comes down to crunch time, you want the ball in your best player's hands. Absolutely. And that's what he did. He put the ball in Michael Southern's hands. Just the defense just made a better play at the right time. Beautiful coverage. Southern had nowhere to go, made the sack, ended the game. That's simple. Moving on to our sleeper game of the week, man, did we pick another good one?
Yeah.
Mario, our lone wolf, was right on this one. He picked.
Hold on, did we all get the last one wrong?
I got it right.
So he lone wolfed it twice and got it right?
Yeah. We went
genius.
We went 0 for 2, dude.
Hey man.
And Clint Lyons traveled down to the View.
Hey, we gotta get some kind of belt for Mario, man, because that's kind of like a first solid performance.
Hey, you can rewind the tape. I think I've gotten more games right than this guy. I promise you that.
We were supposed to keep track of this stuff this year, man.
We can go back.
We can go back and last show we'll bring out some. We'll come together and do stuff for the year.
Clint beat Mountain View 17-14. In the second half, Mountain View scored 0 points. Now they're both 1-1 district play. I think this game was a lot bigger for Mountain View, because coming off at 2-0 would have been better knowing you still have to play Fort Stockton, who's probably Fort Stockton and Monahan is probably two of the best teams in West Texas in that 4A division. So I think that game was big, but kudos to Clint with the win.
Yeah, it was a close one. Again, we knew that that running game of Clint was going to be a big factor. Hey, I came up short in that one. I should have reached out. I don't know.
I wasn't there, so I can't talk much about it.
Yeah, I wanted to reach out for. I don't know who to reach out for. I couldn't put a Clint shirt on, man. But
the only reason I got lucky on the pick was because I had seen a lot of videos and the highlights of Mountain View. Great team. But I did have my son go play a scrimmage over with Clint, and they had a good size, they had impressive players, and then I saw them on their little stuff, the little highlights that the TV shows would put up, and I had to go with simple arithmetic. 1 + 1 is 2, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna go with Clint. Clint, was down at the half, 14-3. The running game to me was going to be the deciding factor because it slows the game down, right? And in the end, it's what it was. It was 17-14, something like that at the end. So, hats off to Clint, hats off to Mountain View. They're both having amazing seasons, and we'd love to have someone on the show.
Yeah, definitely reach out to us. All right, so game of the week this week: Chapin versus Canutillo, down at Urban High School, which is Chapin's home field. The Huskies host them. So probably the winner's going to be district champion. More than likely, that's how it is almost every year. 383 yards a game by that Chapin offense versus the 266 yards a game by Canutillo's offense. Huskies led by Kerry Wade, who's averaging a stellar 124 yards a game. As well as, they have 2 quarterbacks they could use, with Davion and Evan Rivera, a bunch of receivers, a bunch of athletes. Canutillo counters with Rene Huerta, Mr. Dylan Knox, as well as TJ Laughlin leading the way for defense, averaging 8.3 tackles a game. And they get their lockdown cornerback in Lalo Carrillo this week back. He'll actually play this week. So it's going to be interesting to see who they have him match up on, whether it's Savion, whether it's Brent, whether they actually have him follow. Because last year, I think I saw him follow the best receiver at least once or twice. I could be wrong. But when you have a veteran coach like Brooks, who could always play the chess game over the Coach Warner as well, I think it's going to be a good little chess matchup. We know your loyalty to already, but just kind of tell me a little bit about the game.
Yeah, without getting into it too much, I just think it's a big thing, man. Especially you got Canutillo over there, man. Definitely Coach Brooks, storied career over there. Every year, those guys, what's the saying? Every year they just reload, never rebuild, they reload, go deep into the playoffs on a regular basis. And again, definitely, I think they have all the bragging rights in the district. So I think it's their game to lose. If I had to say it, just because, hey, you're the champs till you're not the champs, and that's the way I see it. But I think it's going to be a good game. Hey, Chapin's doing a lot of things. Of course, they're trending in the right direction. A lot of good athletes over there, like you said. Defense is playing a lot better this year, and I just think it'll be a good game.
You would know, Evan's a senior, correct?
No, Evan is a junior.
Junior, okay. So with me, the reason why I asked was because of offense and what I see on film because of the district we're in. I see a lot of firepower over in Chapin. I know Chapin went and did what they had to take care of business over against Jefferson. Canutillo has a really good, solid defense. I just don't think that sometimes the addition of one player is going to make the difference to make it that much better. You know what I mean? Sometimes it can. I think Lalo will. And I think that's the difference sometimes where whenever you look at this Canutillo defense and how long all these kids have been playing together since the youth level, it makes a huge difference on the camaraderie, on how you just trust the next guy next to you. So it's going to be a big Chapin offense versus Canutillo defense for me.
Yeah, definitely. Like you were saying, whether it was with the West Side Eagles or the Valley Longhorns, they were with each other or played against each other. So we know your pick for the game already.
Got to abstain.
Who you got, Mario?
I'm gonna have to go with the firepower. I think offense. I think defense wins championships, but today I have to go with Chapin.
So me on my end, you pick Chapin. This game is actually really hard to choose. I kind of don't want to pick. I'm like neutral. But if I had to pick, I think I'm going to go with Chapin. I think the athletes are just going to take over. I think their defense is going to make enough stops against Canutillo's offense. But again, the coaching is what's going to win this game. Whoever puts their guys in the best position to win, that's who's going to win for sure. All right, moving on to what could have been our game of the week, but we'll go our sleeper game of the week. Down on the Woods, down at the SAT. Thursday night. I'll not be there because I canceled practice. Eastwood has the chance to.
He will never be the coach that they pick. No, you're gonna be their favorite coach because you actually cancel practice.
Well, because we just played today, bro.
I'm just saying. Go ahead.
We just played.
He knows what he was doing.
I forgot the game's on Thursday, but now I'm really hyped. Eastwood can pretty much seal.
I got excited too, to be honest. I was like, oh, Thursday. Yeah.
Eastwood could pretty much seal the district championship as them and their tremendous support travel down to the SAC to take on the Mountwood Rams on Thursday. An offense that averages 546 yards a game, led by Evan
Hey man, that's insane.
Hilarious.
It is.
Hey, that's insane.
They haven't lost. They haven't lost since South Lake Carroll.
It just sounds crazy saying it. They average 546 yards a game.
That's what Mac Prep says.
Listen, man, there's game. I bet you there's two.
That means if that's what Max Prep says, that means they probably average 17 yards more.
Hey, listen, man, I know there's 2-3 teams in town that don't have that all year.
For sure. Can I name one of those?
No, you cannot. You cannot name nobody.
All right. Anyways, led by Evan and Mad Max with that outstanding offensive line. But I think something we don't give enough credit to is their receiver. His name's Rudy Garcia.
Every game I watch, that kid shows up, man.
Yeah, I think you could say that's the replacement for the Curtis Murillo last year. Because everyone was wondering, who's going to step up in Curtis' spot? Rudy Garcia.
Well, in the summer,
And hasn't missed a beat.
No.
And Evan called it in the summer. He says, "Watch out for Rudy Garcia."
Yep.
Did he?
Twitter. Yep.
And
He would know.
And Alex Sanchez definitely. You know, his numbers may not be there, but his length and height has been is definitely difficult because now you can't just bracket Rudy anymore because in the middle of the field you have that big 6'3", 6'4" guy out there that could go and he could run too.
Yeah.
He's not slow. So he's definitely that tight end receiver hybrid type of guy.
Well, I think too is just. I think this is his first year having a big role, so I think he's just coming on a little bit slowly, but he's hot right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's had 2 touchdowns in the last 2 games.
Yep.
So he's definitely getting hot, man. So he's playing really well, man.
And he's getting used the right way. Lopez knows how to use his guys. And of course, you know that we interviewed 2 of them last week. That talented defensive line that really is the backbone of that defense. You have their linebackers that could run and this, but really, if that D line is not creating havoc, Eastwood struggles to get stops. When that D line is creating havoc, with his name is Jaden, number 6 Jaden, with John on the inside, you have Conrad on the inside, and their other defensive tackle. When they're there creating havoc, offenses struggle, and we've seen it with our Knights personally.
And those I like that defensive line because those guys are big, fast athletes.
And it seems like they don't get freaking tired, man.
Man, they're what defensive linemen are looking like now in college and the NFL. They're the guys who used to be borderline athletes, man. The converted wide receivers, the converted tight ends, the tall, lengthy, thin guys who got speed, who can, in a game where we're passing more, they're guys who can go back to back to back, rushing the quarterback and don't get tired. You don't got to sub them out because they're bigger, leaner athletes. And very impressive over there with those guys.
Yeah, definitely. And I've been telling you, and then Mountwood, led by Oaxaca and Southern, averaging 354 yards a game with Cameron Harrelson, the captain of that Mountwood defense, matting the back end.
4-year starter.
4 years, outstanding. So what you got, Mario? Talk to me about it. Tell me your thoughts.
My thoughts are going to be very, very simple. I think that Eastwood offense is going to be the difference between them and that Mountwood defense. If I were to be a coach, I'm staying the heck away from Cam Harrison. I saw that kid play. I'm a huge fan. You fanboyed me the other day about it. Pebble Hills could not get anything done on his side as well. And if Evan is smart enough, he's gonna stay with him. If he wants to give Mountwood that good chance, go at him. Check it.
And they actually have another corner over there too, number 8. I can't
Oh no, he's pretty good too.
Yeah.
He was gonna come on the show. His name is Dorado, I believe.
It's a slew of athletes over there, man. To be honest, this is their big class. Yes. Their 2024 class is their really strong class, man. So they got a bunch of athletes over there, man. And that defense is playing surprisingly well.
So before you go, question is, do you guys think this is the game where you have Cameron follow Rudy around? Whether it's in the slot, whether it's outside.
They don't.
I know.
Me
don't,
personally,
but if I was a coach, I would go follow him around.
So
and take him away.
I take a different look on that aspect. When I coach it, I'm just gonna coach it to where like I'm gonna try to impose my will.
Right.
I'm not gonna change what I do, hoping to get better at what you do. I'm gonna continue to play to my strengths, and I think he stays where he's at. Lock that side down. We can lock that side down. We can shift things over that way. Help people out over there. I almost want to just flip a coin the way this whole 6A is going, man. But I tell you what.
Hey, if someone's gonna beat Eastwood,
Mount's gotta be the team.
Who after Mount? Who do they have
They got
left?
Franklin and Eastlake.
And they
Those
play,
last two are pride games.
They go to the west side, and then Eastlake goes to them. I think.
No, I think they finish off at the second.
Exactly. So, but I know Eastwood has to go to the west side, which is not easy winning over there. Not what did it, but they were up by a lot. And Franklin still came back.
Y'all ready to pick this one?
Yeah, let's do it. Brent, go first, bro.
All right, I'm taking Eastwood. Coin flip, off a coin flip.
Triple clap.
I'm sorry, but I gotta go Eastwood.
All right, so
It's clean sweep.
we have no long.
We either all got it right or we all got it wrong. Beat us up in the comments. Hey, welcome back. We're doing our player focus on Canutillo players. We have athlete Lalo Carrillo, 52 tackles on defense, 5 interceptions. I believe those are last year's stats, since I know you've been out with the injury. And then we also have running back Rene Huerta, 79 carries, 402 yards, 5 touchdowns. Welcome to the show, guys.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hey, so we like to recap a little bit, man, some of the things that led up to the season. So each one of you guys, what did your off season look like getting ready for this year, going into your junior season?
Well, mostly I was just focused on gaining weight because I know I was pretty small entering my junior season, so I was really focused on gaining weight and trying to get my first offer, attending camps and stuff.
Okay, Lalo.
Just like Rene said, I was in the weight room trying to gain weight and just getting stronger.
Okay.
So you did mention camps. Did you guys both attend camps? And if so, which ones did you attend? Which ones did you guys stand out at?
I attended the TCU, UTSA. I went to UT and North Texas.
And of those that you went to, which one did you feel you did the best at? Or?
I feel like probably UTSA because one of the coaches actually talked to me that camp, but they didn't get the offer. So alright.
How about you, Lalo?
Well, I just went to the Western New Mexico camp. That's pretty much it.
How do you think you did on that one?
I mean, I feel like I did pretty good. Not my best, but
I guess sticking with it, what we can ask is, what is a focus that you guys would like to, or that you guys, something that you guys focused on, a part of your game in the off season that you guys wanted to work on to make sure it translated into this year?
Well, my weight was really big on that, and footwork. I needed to work on footwork a lot, making sharper cuts, getting better routes, crispier routes.
I did the same thing. I did my DB forward drills and getting stronger because I know I was gonna get the ball a lot more this year. So I just was doing everything I can just to get stronger, be more physical on the field.
All right, so both you guys were key players last year, but you guys were sophomores. This year, you guys are returning starters. You're juniors. You guys have a bigger role, but one of those roles is you guys are leaders now on the team. Tell me what it's like changing from being just a key member of the team to now you're a leader. You're telling sophomores, other juniors, and sometimes those seniors who are just now starting, you're telling them what to do. What's it like changing over in that aspect, Lalo?
I think it's a major key role. You know, you gotta be disciplined. You know, you gotta show up on time to practice, be responsible, and you know, like be physically and mentally strong. You gotta be a leader out there. Like hype up your teammates. You know, when they're down, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Basically, just making sure everybody's in check, everybody's on the same page. You know, just everybody making sure everybody's working, just everybody putting in effort. You know.
Okay. Now, along with being a leader, sometimes you got those guys who look up to you. Tell us about a guy. I'll let you take offense, or you can take defense. Tell us about a guy over there at Canutillo we might not have heard about yet, but by the end of the season, we're gonna know the name. Who do we got?
Let me think. Jared. He's a sophomore right now.
Running back, right?
Jared, running back.
Yeah. Okay. I know him.
He's a big dude. And
Yeah.
He runs pretty hard. You know, he is a little on the slow side, but I'm pretty sure we
Work
can
on
get
your
there.
footwork, Jared.
Hey, track season's coming up, Jared. Let's go.
I'm
Hey.
pretty sure
He's
we
out
can work that out. And yeah, he'll be a big help next
And
year.
I've seen him over the years with the West Side Eagles in youth, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Lalo, who's that guy on defense that we're going to know about at the end of the year?
It could be anybody or like.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we know TJ, we know some of the other guys. Who's that guy? Maybe a sophomore, maybe another junior that's just now starting, that's not really getting a lot of shine, but he's playing good. And by the end of the season, his numbers are going to reflect that. We just haven't heard about him yet.
I think Nathaniel Dominguez.
Nate?
Nate.
Ordunez?
Yeah.
Oh, he came from Chapin?
Yeah, he came from Chapin.
Okay, I
think-
know Nate.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good, you know, in the games. He does his job. He's a leader on defense. And I
Okay.
feel like he's gonna be pretty good with the stats.
Yep, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, Nate's a solid guy. Man.
So, you know, leading with that, how do you guys get everybody to buy into the program? You know, how do you guys keep each other focused?
Well, the team that we're playing with right now, we pretty much grew up with them. You know, playing from little league all the way up to high school. So we have the same goal. So we're determined to win state for this. We're gonna deal. So we're pretty much we're well invested in this team. So
Yeah, like Rene said, we grew up together, so like I feel like our connection, our bond is there, and like we're always together. So I mean, yeah, I feel like that's what.
All right, now on that note, all right, you guys say you guys been playing together since Little League, and I know that I coached against you guys, coached you guys in All Stars. Now, give a quick shout out to your favorite youth coach who did it for you and maybe not did everything for you, but he definitely put in to where you're at now. Who you got, Lalo?
I got Coach Lencho. You know, he would always give me rides after games when my mom couldn't take me.
Okay.
And he would feed me after the games too. So
I tell hey,
Coach Lecho.
big shout out to him.
hey, more coaches do that than you know. Rides, hey, lunches, dinners, hey, more coaches than you do that than you know. Hey, way to give him a shout out. Who you got, Rene?
I shout out Coach Jesus. He started it all for me. He was from Pee Wee's. He coached me up, and well, he's what got me here. And my dad's a big help. He really helped me out.
Big
Coached
Rene,
me.
okay, all right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you got to get a ride home. So, hey, exactly. Hey, but definitely Jesus, a contributor on the page. So definitely doing things in youth for a long time. So you got anything else, Mark?
Yeah, I know they mentioned state. What are individual goals that you guys might have for each other or for yourselves?
I feel like my individual goal is to get more interceptions this year and get more touchdowns because I'm gonna be on the offensive side more too. So
You know, mine are reaching that 1,000-yard mark. That's a big goal for me, and hopefully with these last couple games I can reach that.
For sure.
You can't let them leave without asking a question.
All right. So after a win, was up We got to start early. Where are we going to eat at before the game? What are we doing for food before the game? And what's like your pregame ritual?
I usually just eat at home.
There you go.
Whatever my mom makes me.
There you go. Okay. All right. Lalo, what you got?
Well, I mean, I don't really like to eat before games. Like,
Okay.
I like to stay. I feel like
That
like
be
to
quick,
feel, yeah.
light and quick. I got you. I got you.
I just go home and stretch. I go to my sister's house. And
Okay.
My brother-in-law helps me stretch out. And
Okay. What's the address when I send a couple pieces over here, man?
Right before the game, right?
Hey, right before this Friday, man. Something like this, man. Hey, I got you, man. Hey, all right. So after the win, where we going at, man? Where do we celebrate at?
What is it?
well, we usually just hit a Whataburger, but now, I mean, we've gone up to Wing Daddy's.
Wing Daddy. Hey, they give
Okay.
us a 50% discount there too.
Shout out to Wing Daddies for the
Wing
15%.
Daddies,
Is that for Canutillo at wins, or do they give 50% on all?
I think it's just
Nah,
to bring a
it's
good
just-
group of people.
Okay. All right. What are we getting in Wing Daddies?
Wing Daddies, I'm getting that lemon pepper, and I'm keeping it classy with the buffalo.
There you go.
You can't
Okay.
go wrong with buffalo.
I'm just getting the bacon burger. It's nice and
The
big.
bacon, the bread on them is the best, for sure.
So wings are for winners.
Hey, wings are only for winners,
I'm
man.
just saying.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't got nothing else. What you got?
Hey, guys, we really appreciate you coming on. Hey, I want you guys to have a safe game. I'm not gonna wish you too much luck. But I hope you guys have a really safe game and continue to have a great season and go as far as possible in the playoffs again this year, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you guys coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for coming on. It's a long drive. Thank you for everything. So here we are with another one of our standout athletes of the week. We're here with none other than Mr. Adrian Joker Olivas from Dorado, standout sophomore. Welcome to the show, Joker.
Welcome to the show, Joker.
So we're gonna start it off. Joker's a two-way player. You know, he does it on offense, does it on defense, whatever's asked of him. You do special teams now? I seen you do something.
They have me on kick return.
Kick return. So you can see he's all over the field. Mr. Swift Knight himself.
All right, so hey, tell us a little bit. Hey, you moved up from the freshman team last year. This your first year on varsity, sophomore, a starter. What did your offseason look like to get ready for that big jump this year?
So basically, I had to work on my speed because I was a little slow, and I had to get my weight up. So I had to get the weight room, had to train, and do all that.
Okay.
By any chance, over the summer, did you attend any camps, anything like that?
Actually, went to the one camp, prep one. A bunch of athletes went there.
Okay. You had a prep one under the lights camp. A lot of good athletes from the 915 go there. Get a couple offers out of there. So what's the one area that you focused on in the off season to get better? You said, hey, I know you talked about speed. Give us another one. Hey, I need to get a little bit better in this aspect of my game.
Like my route really, like just my cutting, my footwork. I had to get all that right. So yeah. It's actually good.
I watched some of your games. It's paying off because I've seen you getting the ball out of the backfield. I've seen you getting out of the slot positions. So it definitely, hey, the route running has improved. You're getting open, so it definitely paid off.
Absolutely. Now, going with that, what do you have as an individual goal for yourself? You know, and obviously, you know, moving forward for your team, something you'd like to get to. I know you're young, but what would you like to do individually?
Probably to get as much yards as I can, help the team out, but individually, probably like get more touchdowns.
Yeah, there you go. Touchdown is the way to go.
There you go. All right, so I know you're on one of the local teams, the youth football teams that won a national championship. One of two you've had won a national championship. So give a shout out to one of the youth coaches on that team who made a big difference, who really helped you have your game where it's at right now.
I just want to shout out like all my coaches. All my coaches helped me. Coach Lalo, Coach Q, Coach J, Coach Bala. They all helped me with everything.
And what youth organization is that?
Broncos.
Yeah, El Paso Broncos. Okay, all right. I was just checking. We had to make sure that it wasn't another youth organization like the T-Birds. Okay, all right. I was just checking.
Hey, BBB, with all due respect, had our number the whole time we played, and we could not beat them once, right?
I wasn't gonna say that. I
Listen,
wasn't gonna
man,
say that, Mario. I wasn't gonna say
Listen,
that.
I pick my games right, man, and I know when I gotta take one, and I'm taking an L right here to Joker. I'm taking many to him. You know, I'm a big fan of his. I always have been, man. But with that being said, you know, one thing that you do prior to the games, you know, what's your mindset to get yourself ready for all of these games? And you've been through a whole lot. Youth football, now you're doing it at the high school level. What's your pregame ritual?
I like to eat, listen to music, just get my mind right for the game.
All right, what's the go-to song? What's the go-to song?
It's like a rap song, 007 by Lil Double O.
That's a new one. That's our first time hearing that one. Okay, that's a new one. I have to check it out.
Pre-game meal, though. Pre-game meal. What are you eating?
Oh, Olive Garden.
Olive Garden.
Pastas?
Hey, that's the second, third high class, man. Hey, okay.
That's the second, third guy that says that, right? On the
Okay.
pregame.
Oh, I've heard pasta before. I don't know that I've heard the
I know I heard Olive
man.
Garden once, but it
How
couldn't
many?
be-
Hey, Joker. How many breadsticks?
As many as they let us.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay.
Hey, does anybody go to Bush's Chicken to eat?
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, the
I
whole
never
team.
see that place full at all.
What's that like? It's a restaurant.
It's across
by
the street
Eldo?
from Aldo, yeah.
I know a lot of people go to Speedy's over there.
Yeah.
All right. So after the win, where are we going at after the win? to eat?
Whataburger.
Whataburger. All right. What's the meal?
Triple cheeseburger.
The triple.
Trying to get the
Okay,
games out.
hey, he's getting that muscle on. Okay, the triple. All right, hey, when you get old, you can't eat triples no more, man. But yeah, hey, enjoy it while you're young, man.
Absolutely. Listen, well, I mean, that's all I got. I'm a big fan of you, Joker. Always have been. Wish you nothing but the best of luck. Thank you for joining the show.
Hey, really appreciate you coming out, Joker. Hey, best of luck this Friday, man. I go Americas.
Coronado.
Upset. I got Americans in this one. Not only before Stockton, I got FS.
Same.
Same.
We got Monahans and Fabins, Lobos.
Monahans.
Pecos and Clint, I got Clint. No, just kidding, I got Pecos.
I was say I go Pecos.
Pecos.
And then the Burgess Mustangs takes on the El Paso Tigers, I got EP. Laying down the hill.
What's Burgess' record? Are they won a game yet?
No, I believe
They
they're
are
winless.
And listen, man, there's a good possibility.
Has El Paso won?
Yes.
Yes.
El Paso's right now the 4th seed in district. Oh, they like
I take Burgess.
Burgess.
I'm gonna take El Paso.
Oh, Wolf. All right, interesting one. Double Hills against Franklin. Playoff implications here, guys. Mario?
I'm gonna have to go with Pebble Hills.
Pebbles.
Yeah, clean sweep. Shout out to Anthony Asensio, my nephew from Franklin. Love you, kid. I'll see you out there Friday night. First varsity start, the sophomore. All right, Isleta versus Horizon Indians.
So,
All right, go Isleta as well.
Ooh, I would say interesting, but it's not gonna be that interesting in my opinion. Hank versus Del Valle down at Conquistador Stadium. I got DV.
DV.
Pretty big.
This is Del Valle's homecoming.
Homecoming.
This is gonna be. This could have been the sleeper game of the week. This next
Yeah,
one.
you're right.
Yep.
Bel Air and Parkland.
So,
I think this is gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game.
I think Bel Air bounces back and they come back with a vengeance this week after losing to Isleta. I'm gonna take Bel Air on this one.
I think I'm gonna go Parkland probably last. You know, whoever gets the ball last
Special
type
teams.
game. Yeah, it
Special
could
teams
be.
gonna make a difference.
I think I'm gonna go. I just think that if you go athlete for athlete, I think it's hard because that's Bel Air's thing, and I think that's hard for them against Parkland. Might be wrong. I'm wrong. I'll put on the Bel Air shirt next week.
Parkland.
Lone Wolf here, yeah. I think Noah Martinez is gonna bounce back and he's gonna have a stellar game.
Noah Moreno.
Noah Moreno, I'm sorry. All right, Jefferson versus Andrews.
Andrews.
I want to pick Jefferson so bad, but they let me down every time I want to pick him. Andrews.
Ooh, big one right here.
Ooh, I don't think it's gonna be a close game. I got Riverside over Austin.
Riverside in a close one. Over us.
I think Riverside is the champ until somebody proves us wrong. So I'm gonna go Riverside.
I'm gonna
as
tell
well.
you who could possibly be a difference maker. The freshman, Salvador Moreno. Duarte, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Huerta. I think there's a It's okay if I mess with that. I love you, Sal. I think there's a possibility that he could have a big impact. I still got Riverside's high power offense. Too much points.
I think. Yeah, I'm just gonna go Riverside.
All right. We talked about Canutillo and Chapin already. As my man Brent says, San Eli versus Bowie. Bears. Also
Bears.
St. Michael's again.
Don't even know who that is. I'm a cathedral.
I gotta say Michael's.
Caps.
That's it.
Well,
No, it's not it.
if Bowie wins,
Oh yeah, there's some more down there.
There's
No,
one
it's
more.
next week.
There's one more left.
Yeah.
There's an interesting one.
Well, we got the
All right, last game.
Aldo.
Battle of the 0-7s. El Dorado Aztecs against the Socorro Bulldogs. The late game on Friday night.
I go Eldo.
I'm in the same boat.
Montes, I love you. I gotta go out though.
I'm going to El Dorado. Reason being, number one is going to make a big difference as well as Joker. They're going to have their big games of the year against Socorro. It's not going to be an easy game. I think this may be a shootout, but I'm going to go El Dorado. Depending on who makes the stops. All right,
Tell you
guys.
who can't. Cool.
No. All right. So playoff time is getting closer. It's getting crazy. If
Next week's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
4A's gonna be fun. 4A's got this week's. This week you got
Austin Riverside.
Austin Riverside. Next week you get I think Bowie, and either Austin or Riverside, and then the three teams are just gonna fight each other. It's gonna be fun.
Back to back.
Who's Bowie playing this week? Sunny Light?
Yes, sir.
I just think, bro. I just think Riverside was gonna run away again with that.
Hey, they always do. They always find a way.
I just think they're gonna hold it down, man. Coach always has a way to coach. He always finds a way to have it ready. But if you have your playoff predictions to 6A, top 4. Well, we know Eastwood's gonna be one of them.
Eastwood, Montwood, Pebble Hills.
Americas and Franklin haven't played yet.
Yeah, they have. America's beat them.
Oh, they went down to the west.
That was
side.
their big win, I predicted.
No, it was here. Actually, you might be right.
Yeah,
It was-
because last year Franklin destroyed them here at the SAC. Because both
You
Sparks
guys
had like
took
5
Franklin.
touchdowns.
You guys took Franklin. That's it.
We did.
That's one that you guys can go back and check since my man here's got more wins than everybody.
All right. Anyways, what about 5A? D1. Well, it's pretty obvious the 5A.
Yeah, those are all
So
pretty
really,
kind
it's really
of
6. What about you, 6A?
6A, same 40 picks.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these are already kind of. The top 4 is kind of settled. A lot of these are now. We're talking about seeds.
So the only one that matters is if Franklin is able to beat Pebble Hills, and Mountain wins, Mountain's gonna get that home game here at the SAC. Pebble Hills will have to travel. I think if Pebble Hills wins and Mountain loses, that for sure locks up a home playoff game for Pebble Hills. Eastwood, they win, home playoff game for sure, and if Americas finds ways to choke up and lose, Franklin's gonna squeak in, and they're gonna have to travel, which is it's a possibility. So
Call me crazy. I like the way Pebble Hills travels. I think it's in their best interest. Not that they would. If they were to lose and travel, I think that'd be better for them this time around.
travel is definitely better.
I don't think so.
That's too far, man.
Yeah.
You would say the 2 locks for 6A for sure are Mountainwood and Eastwood.
No, Eastwood and
the
Pebble
playoffs.
Hills.
Eastwood
Well,
and Pebble.
the 3 locks, Eastwood, Pebble Hills, and Mountain. There's no way because
I think those 3 are
Because
I
America's-
think it's the scramble for the 4th seed.
Well, I think
because America's beat Pebble Hills, but America's is small school, so that game really doesn't matter. Pebble Hills beat the big schools. Pebble Hills, they haven't played Eastlake yet, but Pebble Hills, because Franklin's a small school too. Pebble Hills beat Mountain already.
I think Franklin's a big. Look, it's right there.
Yeah, I think I could be wrong, but
We're
I'm
still
talking.
recording, right? We're still recording?
Nah, well, we're just talking now, but yeah. So, but anyways, guys, week 9, we're done here. See you guys Thursday night at the SAC. Come out and watch that game. It's gonna be fire. Friday night. Best wishes to your selective kids and their teams. Please send in highlights, videos, whatever. post who you guys think should be on the show. Again, not everybody's gonna make it, but we will try to get as much as possible, as many kids here. You guys have a great one. Good well wishes.
See you next week.
See you guys next week.